What's up, Dragon Brood? Today we're going to continue looking at this Japanese tournament just happened, and one of the things I want to point out is we get very caught up at just looking at top 8 decks, but sometimes there's some interesting stuff hiding if you look at the things that just missed top 8. And as it turns out, there were 10 decks tied with the same record as 8th place going into the final brackets, and one of them we want to take a look at here that I believe finished tied for 8th, but it was 18th. It was the 10th of those 10 decks tied, mostly on tiebreakers. But this is a very unique and weird looking Gruul self-mill deck. So yeah, it's delirium, but we're going to talk about it. So we're starting with Torch Tower because, again, got to have early removal, got to deal with those mono red things. Patchwork Beastie, this is actually one of the best cards you can have early if you want to do the self-mill thing, and it counts as multiple card types, which is good. Now, Seed of Hope is a little bit surprising. However, it does mill and put stuff into your graveyard and gains you a couple points of life, so not terrible, and it kind of makes sense here. And it's instant speed, so it could be a little bit of a surprise. Fear of Missing Out obviously is great, especially if you get any of your other creatures rocking and rolling and you can give them a second attack step, or if you have these in multiples, can also be pretty good. A couple of Lightning Strikes were in the list, probably just for some extra removal and some damage that could go upstairs. Now, this was interesting. It plays Say Its Name. This lets you mill 3 cards, and then you can put a land or a creature card from there into your hand. But if there's 3 of these in the yard, then you can go ahead and get rid of them and go get how do you say that? Altanic? Altanac? That's probably more accurate. And then you can put it into play. So this is a very interesting card to include in this list. It does play 1 copy of Beastie Beatdown. I don't know how important this is, but it is another removal spell, and it can give something +2, so they played it, so we're going to play it, see how we feel about it. Wildfire Wickerfolk, obviously just a good hasty thing, especially if we can get it up to a 4-3 with haste is really nice. A full set of Screaming Nemesis, because this card is just a nuisance, right? If you get this going, it's just silly. Play some Overlord of the Boiler Bilges, which makes sense because this is an enchantment and a creature, while also being some extra damage as the game goes along. 1 Altanac? I don't know how we're saying that, but either way, that's the big thing. It's a 9/9 with trample. Maybe you can cast it every once in a while, but obviously you're hoping to get it for free, and you can always discard it, put it in the graveyard, and return a land from your graveyard to the battlefield. And this was the other interesting thing. This deck plays a full set of the Roller Crusher ride, which is not something I would have suspected, but it does have some uses with the Overlord and with your Lightning Strikes, so maybe, I mean, if nothing else, you're milling it in the graveyard and it's another enchantment. I don't know how good this is, but they played it, so we're going to play it and see how we feel about it. Now, this is one you're probably going to want to stick through the video for and just see all the different games, and I'm sure we're going to run into a lot of weird situations with this deck, but it should be fun. And then at the end of the video, if you want to try it for yourself, there'll be a link in the description. I'll take you over to Moxfield, the channel sponsor, where you could download this and try it for yourself. But for now, though, let's go see if milling ourselves is a new way for Gruul to win. Sure, we'll keep this. It's a little bit wonky because we got 2 commercial districts here early, but yeah, let's keep that. Mostly because, you know what? I might even do that first and just play the other commercial district. Because I feel like there's more value doing things in this order. Yeah, we could put a land in the yard. Even though there is a world where we could, like, Wickerfolk plus Beastie next turn if we'd have done it a different way, but I think this works out. Oh, we just flipped the land? It's so lame. What are we doing here, then? I mean, if I do this, I possibly put a creature and an artifact in the graveyard. Nah, alright. They're not going to block anyway. I think we both know that. Man, drawing 2 roller coaster rides just feels bad here. Alright, that thing's big. And you have a creeper. Here's what's funny. That's actually the right size to be bad for Screaming Nemesis. Because it would only deal 4 to it. So I can't actually do extra damage. Enough to kill it. That's actually really funny. I could Roller Crusher and get rid of this thing. Is that even worth it, though? I guess so. It's not a lot, but it's something. It's honest work. And, to be fair, it does let us double some damage from Screaming Nemesis if we can get to Delirium. Which could happen on the next card we flip. Oh, actually, no, because we already have a creature in there. So it actually won't. We need a little more help than that. I was going to say, if that was a removal spell, though, then we'd be able to do something. Alright, Screaming Nemesis. If we attack with everything, can we just lose next turn? Probably so. Alright, let's attack with these knuckleheads. Alright. You know, though, if we were to get to Threshold, then if we Roller Crusher for 5, we get to deal 4 damage to 2 things. That's kind of intriguing. Oh, I thought they were going to, like, exile our Screaming Nemesis or something. Okay. That's neat, but a little late. So, if we torch the tower, because we don't have an instant in there yet, right? So that'll give us... So I guess we just target Wandering Emperor and then attack with everything, and then they take at least 9? I feel like I don't know how we got here. You know what I mean? It just feels weird. And then now this would do 3... Yeah, opponent's just saying GG's, but... I mean, they could block a 4 and take... I guess it's actually 10. Alright, we'll take it. I feel like we got lucky in that one, though. Let's keep it. Feels reasonable. Get that BC going, fill up the graveyard. Gotta say its name this time, so this is pretty nice. I mean, in theory, there's a world where we could flip... Like, if we flip one of our double quality cards, where you say, like, a artifact creature or something with this... we just flipped the land. I would say, then we could just go for it with say its name. But maybe it's still worth it to try? Yeah, I say we go for it. Let's see what happens. Almost. Almost. We were... Oh, wait, no. We did get there because this card itself is a sorcery and went there. Nice. So it did work. I wasn't thinking. I was like, man, I'm still one short. But I forgot about say its name itself counts. Oh, now they're getting rid of my duder. You know, I'm going to go ahead and play this. I mean, we have 2 removal spells for other stuff. And if this is already on the battlefield with Delirium, this basically does 4 and this does 6. Oh, here comes a Get Lost. Oh, Destroy Evil. Alright, fair. Come on, creatures. Where you at? Oh my gosh, if we don't draw any threats, none of this is going to matter. Well, we only drew 1 actual creature. That's a problem. Fortunately, we can kill that. So that's good. Which now I'm wondering if we're up against just life gain bats? Let's find out. You gonna try to protect it? Nope. But makes me feel like that means there's a cut down or something. Fortunately, this does not die to a cut down. And does hit for 4. Alright. Found a body. That's a start. Probably doesn't live long because the opponent hasn't done much, but, you know, we'll do what we can do. Yeah, I think they do have cut downs in hand, y'all. I think I'm going to go ahead and kill this. Alright, another threat. Ooh, that's a good one. Nice. Get in there for 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We kind of have all we need at this point, but I'm going to go ahead and just play that. Alright, that worked well. think that last game kind of showed the benefit, right? Where we could just have turn 2 delirium in some circumstances, and that's really strong. Like here, if we get an untapped forest or an untapped green source, we're looking at that again. We did not get that though, so I'm gonna go ahead and just play this. Ooh, do we put you in the graveyard? I think so. Because now we have a creature and an artifact. We can definitely put a land in there. Yeah, we'll definitely have delirium when we're ready. Alright, this will probably die, but we're okay with that. I don't want to run a fear of missing out there right now. If they have removal, I'd rather it hit some other stuff. Yeah, that works. Pickaxe. So we're just doing some red aggro-y things? Only I can assume under the circumstances. Alright. Not sure how I want to approach this, but I'm gonna go patchwork here. I think I'm gonna discard a fear of missing out. Alright, so now we're at delirium. We have Roller Crusher Ride. We can play a Nemesis. We can draw an untapped land. We could play double say its name if we wanted to. So there's options. There's things happening. Whenever you cast their second spell each turn, it deals 2 damage. Sure. That'll work. I'll take my 2 damage. And get one of these. Play a land, get haste. Yep. 2 damage doesn't bother us. Go to attack, and then we'll set this up to attack again. Ooh. Or we might just be about to get wrecked next turn then. They didn't even try to block anything. I would at least block the fear of missing out. We were tapped out. Alright. I don't know. Maybe we're dead. Like, there's a lot of crazy ways Red's trying to win these days. So, okay. Now, with just 2 mana open, I don't think they kill us. Alright. So if you play your second spell, whenever a player casts their second spell, it deals 2 damage to target opponent. Interesting. Sure. Alright, didn't need a land, so that was a good hit. Okay, well, that kind of solidifies everything. But we'll just go with this to make sure. Alright, that'll do it. Ooh, alright, we'll keep this, I think. Definitely not going to get delirium easily or anytime soon, but we can remove a thing, or if they don't do anything, we can attack here. I think this is a little bit of a bogus attack situation, but they'll get to use a removal spell. Ooh, they didn't have it! I thought they was going to get hit with, like, Elspeth Smite or something there. That's cool. This is a bite spell, right? Target creature you control, don't control. If there's 4 or more card types, sorry opponent, just so you know what's going on here. If there's more card types, you get the 2 counters. This creature deals damage equal to its power. Alright, cool. So we don't have delirium, but we will do this. Roller Crusher Ride can go in the yard, because I don't have many opportunities to play that right now. This also puts a sorcery in there. And then we'll attack. Alright. Then we can deal 4 to the next thing. Unless it has, like, ward or something. Or I could set up... Nah. Who am I kidding? Though, argument that we could put more stuff in the graveyard on the next turn, which is probably smarter, now that I'm thinking about it. We should have played this and then this, because this would have guaranteed at least an instant goes in the yard. And that could have been something. Go ahead and kill this. I mean, they'll get a lot of cards here. All right. Now possibly Beastie puts something in the yard, gives us Delirium. If we get an untapped land, we could just play Boiler Bilges. If not, we smash something for 4. Wait. They didn't play anything? That's as suspicious as we've seen anything. Alright, well, I'm your Huckleberry. I get to attack for 3. Nothing even got flashed in? What? No. They legitimately have nothing? Oh, they must have a bunch of enchantments that go on creatures, but they don't have any creatures. I bet that's the situation. Alright, well. That got us there. Alright, so we're going to attack with both of them. Yep, that'll do it. Oh man, we're going to keep this hand, but we really want to draw an untapped green source early here. That is not it. Dang. I'm going to do this so we have access to 2 mana next turn, regardless of how we decide to do it. I mean, because we might Beastie plus Torch the Tower. Oh yeah, that can definitely go in the yard right now. Split Skin Doll. Are we just doing Reanimator things? Probably so. I don't think this hand... I think there are hands where we could race the Reanimator deck. This hand is not it. Fortunately, they don't have anything to reanimate yet. But this is not great. Alright, we're going to do this. Pass the turn. Alright, they're going to surveil. I mean, I assume they're looking for a big monster or a way to reanimate. Opponent is not even attacking with that. Alright, well, let's see why not. Might be a case where they needed something to sacrifice? I don't know, because we couldn't block there. We did get to 3, though. Unfortunately, we already have an instance. So we just do this, since we need to dig for land anyway. And we can put a creature in there. I mean, it's something. I'm going to put a Patchwork Beastie in there, though. Because I was going to say, if nothing else, we might need to dig some more with the Fear of Missing Out and the Seed of Hope, but we'll see. Alright, fair enough. I mean, in a weird way, Screaming Nemesis does deal with the... No, because they would gain 9 and... I don't know. Actually, if we had Roller Crusher Ride and a Screaming Nemesis, it kind of still lets us win. Past a, what you call, Valgavoth. Which is kind of silly, but interesting. Alright, found another land. That's helpful. Down goes a creature. So they're playing way more removal than I've seen in those lists. Alright. Well, we'll want to get rid of that. Nothing to reanimate at the moment, so that's somewhat good. 2 of them, though, is going to be a little harder to deal with. We'll get that. Okay, this is kind of coming together, right? Exile one of these. Get our attacks on. Let that get a second hit. Okay. I don't know how. We got stuck on lands and everything. We might have... Oh, come on. It's so close. We got there. Woo! I'm going to be honest. I think with as slow a start as we had and being stuck on 2 land, you'll lose this matchup more often than not. I think we just had a lucky sequence where the opponent never found one of their big monsters to reanimate. They had all the right parts, just didn't get the rest of it. But, you know, sometimes you got to get lucky. So we'll take those and move on. Okay. Opponent goes first. We will keep this. This feels like a hand we can function with. Can we function well enough? That's a different story. All right. Ooh, that's going to be a little tough. I actually really like these Manifest Dread decks. The one we played, I had a lot of fun with, honestly. Okay. Okay, this is also neat. I just realized we already have Altenac in hand. We'll pass. I think I'm still just going to kill the Bookworm, but... Oh, this guy's pretty good too, though. Gosh, dang it. Both these cards are solid. Bookworm lets you draw. This just gives you too much value, though. Just no downside to your Manifest. You just get both cards, effectively. Just one in play and one in hand. Oh, wish I would have drawn another removal spell there. Alright, so what are we looking to do here? During their instep, we can get a land back. Does it put into play tapped? Yeah, it is tapped. Alright, I guess that's our best play. Get the land back into play. Now, definitely we'll kill the Hauntwoods guy on our turn. As much as I would want to do other things. Put this in the yard, get this back. Alright. I gotta find one more Say Its Name. That's not even the end-all be-all, though. It is just a 9/9. No other real ability other than getting to draw a card when they bounce it or something. But hell, at this rate, we almost have the mana just to cast it. Oh, we found another one, though. That's cool. Okay. Well, this is getting interesting. I have 4 cards. We're going to make that their 5th card. So I am worried about their 5/5 flyer. The Oculus, or whatever. But... When it attacks, you get to manifest. I think we'll just kill this. And then next turn, we can triple say its name? Which is so goofy. I don't even know if it's going to be good or not. But it'll be fun, so we're going to do it. We do have to resolve the 3rd one, though. Because it is part of the resolution, not just when you cast it. Alright, double manifest. Alright. And then I just get to draw a card and keep it. Oh, this was not a good situation, but here we are. Let's just get a Fabled Passage, I guess. I'll take this, though. We get Fear of Missing Out. Wait, what happened? Wait. Mill 3 cards, then he returns to searcher. Wait a minute. Hold on. Why did that not go off? You may return her and then land from her hand. Exile this card and 2 other cards named from your graveyard. Oh, I just do it? Oh, I thought it was part of the resolution of the spell. That's crazy. So they don't eat you. It's not when you cast it. That's wild. I did not know that's how that worked. I thought it was part of the resolution of the spell. It's literally just, if it's in your graveyard, you can exile them. Okay, well, now we know a thing, I guess. Sure. I mean, we drew no threats this game, so we should lose this one. Like, it's not even a surprise we're going to lose this. Yeah, Screaming Nemesis probably isn't enough here, because the best we could do is kill a thing. That leaves us 3 mana. Nah. Not really much we can do here, right? Because even if we do this, we kill a thing. Alright, GG's. We just drew so poorly there. Opponent didn't have to do anything to kill us. Okay, we get to go first. Sure? This is one of those ones where I'm going to do this. Go get a mountain. We can Seed of Hope. Really, I'm just hoping to draw a removal spell and deal with, like, the Swift Spear or whatever, honestly. That's the real plan. Let's find a removal spell, because that's the real goal here. We failed. And I can only put a land or a creature into hand, so here's what we're going to do. Probably get rid of this. Because at least the other cards potentially help us. That does, but it's probably too late. Unless they play something that doesn't pump toughness. Well, there you go. I was going to say, something that doesn't actually pump any toughness buys us the time we need. So great. Excellent work, deck. Excellent. Alright, so we approach this by playing this, killing this, and then just passing. Oh, we do have, no, we do have an instant. Yeah, we just put one there. But we're going to mill some other stuff. I'm going to do this now. I wish that wasn't a tapped land. I'll take it anyway, though. Sure. I mean, in theory, I could leave these both back to block, but that's probably not a great idea. Alright. I mean, they're going to go off here unless they just have a bunch of lands in hand or something, right? Or do they just have burn spells for our stuff, not to actually pump their stuff? Ah, maybe that's the case. Okay, well, opens up the other option. All right, I'm into it. You have a Manifold Mouse. Ooh, that would have been nice to have. Ooh, Roller Crusher Ride. So next turn I could do that for 2, which would be 4 to each thing. Yeah, I guess I could stay on top. Why not? Now I'm just like, do I just Manifold Mouse? Yeah, let's kill one of the mice. Just don't want to risk it with those having double first strike or double strike. If it's just 1, we can at least try to chump block 1 or whatever. If it's 2, that could end up a little bit dangerous. Even with us having access to the Roller Crusher Ride next turn. Oh, but that's their sign that they don't have anything. We're going to decline, because I definitely want the Roller Crusher Ride. I'm just going to pay... can only hit target creatures. As it deals X of up to. Alright, cool. Just in case they have something to pump it once. I doubt they do, because they would have attacked with it, but... Alright, with them just having 2 cards in hand, I can't imagine this is going to be too bad for us now. This becomes a 5/5 next turn. Just decline. We'll just draw things now. Yeah, that'll work. Excellent. I will take another Screaming Nemesis. Because now I'm pretty sure if I just leave that back, once we block, they die. Because they'll take double damage from the Roller Crusher ride. Oh, I forgot. This was already going to become a 5/5. I didn't even need to. It's whatever. We have damage a bunch of different ways. It doesn't really matter. Alright. On the draw, let's keep it. I feel like I'm risking it a little bit here, but... I'm going to put a land in the yard. I think the problem is I'm having to decide if it's worth... I think I'm playing this on 2. I think that's what we're doing. I think I'm just going to play this. Play this. I mean, maybe? I don't know if I want this or not. Probably not, because I'm going to be spending my mana playing Screaming Nemesis. I mean, there's probably something that, like, I don't know, they play something big here, but I can't imagine what it would be to change our mind. That's interesting. Even more so now that we did reach Threshold. Or Delirium, not Threshold. That would just be 7 cards. Alright, so we could either play Screaming Nemesis, or we could just go Patchwork into a Wicker Folk. Alright, I'm just gonna go for extra damage here, I guess. I don't know what deck plays just mono red and Flamecaller. So I'm not even sure if I should be playing around anything right now. Alright. This is anytime a lizard would deal damage. Or a lizard, mouse, otter, or raccoon. Okay, well there's another lizard. So I would take 3 if they played their second spell there? That's interesting. I guess decline. Every card's just good here now. Well, almost every card. I'm a liar. Alright, I guess we're just all out attacking here. I mean, I don't know what any other plan is at the moment. Like, this is just what we're doing, right? Okay, opponent takes 3. I mean, we've got a Screaming Nemesis, which is basically a guaranteed 3 against mono red. Yeah. Hey, y'all let me know in the comments. Is this like a for real just mono red lizards deck? Is that a thing? Also, have y'all been seeing Hearthborn Battler? Because I've seen this. This is like the second day in a row where I'm playing or testing decks, and I've seen this card at least twice. So some number of people are starting to play it. I've just not seen it much until this week, which I find very peculiar. Let's keep it. Let's see what the commercial district brings. A beastie beatdown. You know, let's keep that. I don't know what we're up against, and having at least 1 removal is kind of nice. Maybe irrelevant, but until we know, better safe than sorry. Well, and then of course we find another removal to go with anyway. Archway. Okay. Yeah, I guess we're just going in here. Not 100% sure what we're worried about, but there's got to be at least... Nope, I'm wrong. I was about to say some type of removal spell here, but definitely was not the case. Let's go here. Ugh, dang it. See if maybe we can get to delirium. That's just a creature artifacts. We only got to 3. I could instance. No, but I just put an instant in there. It's still 3. No, wait. That's 4. What am I doing? Okay, that works then. Let's attack. Alright, opponent goes to 7. In the turn. I mean, they have 4 mana. There's a 3 spider. That's not going to cut it. Though, they could have something else to do with the mana here. Oh, no, but the Power Stone's tapped. So, yeah, it doesn't matter. Because then we just fight this guy. Then we play the other Screaming Nemesis. And then we attack. Didn't even need to, actually. Cool. We'll take those. Alright, let's see what we can do with this. No idea if this is good, bad, indifferent, but we'll see. Gonna bounce it? Guess not. This is kind of interesting because... I was gonna say, if they mill the right things into our... or counter the right things into our graveyard... It's not like the worst case scenario, you know? Like, if they counter there, it's an artifact and a creature going to the graveyard, so sure. It's in the turn. Okay, so they're obviously keeping some type of counter mana up from the looks of things. Oh, no. Is this just like a room deck? Sure, that gets returned. Alright. We will mill a thing. Excellent. So I can almost guarantee... Well, I can guarantee it, because I can put a sorcery in the graveyard. If I want to just do this... into a Say Its Name. I think I am. Ooh, I can take an Overlord, or... Actually, Overlord removes an enchantment. So, oh no, I have an enchantment, though. I'm going to do this, because I could play 2 creatures next turn if I draw a land. I actually don't know what's better to have here, to be honest. I guess I'm going to take this, though. Since they're bouncing stuff, having things with haste seems like a good strategy. And they're probably just bouncing more things, but that's fine. Yeah, it's no biggie. Yeah, I think the plan is just haste, haste, haste here the rest of the way. Decline. We kind of got everything we need to work with at this point. I mean, at some point, counters start hitting, but until then, we're just going to keep firing up the machine. Yeah, that's what I assumed. It's a bunch of bounce spells. So, haste creatures are definitely the way we want to go here. And probably another one. Yep. And we'll just run it back next turn. I mean, obviously their hand's got to be a bunch of cheap spells or they wouldn't have kept it. Yeah, milling us doesn't really do much one way or the other here. Alright. Here they come again. I mean, a big hit for, what is that? 4, 8, 11? Alright, opponent's at 6. And we have 4 damage already geared up. Sure. I mean, this is... Yeah, exactly. This is where the haste creatures just pay off. right, first things first. I mean, being able to get turn 2 delirium is actually kind of sweet. And it's not that difficult if you actually get a turn 1 patchwork beastie. So that's kind of cool, because there are some ways, like you could flip a card that you need, then you could fear missing out to discard the other one, or you get to say its name, and then that just puts other stuff in the yard. Getting to say its name for an Altenac is actually kind of cool, and I think we got it right that time on the pronunciation. But I don't know how, like, this is one of those cases where I don't mind playing the Altenac just because it's a one of if we happen to get 3 say its name in the graveyard, right? Like, it's just a bonus upside. Roller Crusher Ride, though, this one was interesting because there were enough situations where we used it that I don't think it's bad. It's another enchantment, so between that, Overlord, and Fear of Missing Out, you do have a fair amount of enchantments to hit that requirement for Delirium, which is kind of nice. But one thing I might recommend is it's possible that you could cut one Roller Crusher Ride and play one more Overlord of the Boiler Bilges. It's still an enchantment if it goes to the graveyard, but just being able to pay 4 and have a guaranteed 4 damage to kill something, take out a Planeswalker, you know, whatever, actually feels pretty good. So that might be the one change I make main deck. Or if you want to cut one and play another like Lightning Strike, because that's damage, finishing damage upstairs, if you want to do that. Obviously still good against the mono red aggro decks. But yeah, yeah, that's probably it. I would say if you're worried about mono red, I would make a change of 1 less Roller Crusher Ride, maybe even 2 less, to go up on your number of Lightning Strikes. So if you don't already have Roller Crusher Rides or haven't crafted them for some reason, because I really don't think they go into a ton of decks yet, then you can go ahead and just play some Lightning Strikes, and I think it still helps the deck out quite a bit. Otherwise, if you do have all the things, maybe you want to cut one, play another Overlord, because I do think a lot of people still fear the mono red deck quite a bit. If you do, obviously having Torch the Towers and Lightning Strikes are very important. So if you wanted to split the difference and say 4 Torch the Tower and 3 Lightning Strike, and you wanted to cut 2 Roller Crusher Ride, that's probably feasible. Or if you want to cut the Beastie Beatdown. This was neat, but I think we only really used it twice, and one of them it wasn't even completely necessary when we got it. But it's not bad. It does pump something for +2, and it's an interesting removal spell in some of those fights. But yeah, overall, deck was pretty sweet. I mean, lots of early innovation here in the standard format. I mean, yeah, let's give this a rundown. So we got 3 Torch the Tower, 4 Patchwork Beastie, 3 Seed of Hope, which seems kind of gimmicky, but it worked. You know, 4 Fear of Missing Out, 2 Lightning Strike, 4 Say Its Name, 1 Beastie Beatdown, 4 Wildfire Wickerfolk, 4 Screaming Nemesis, 3 Overlord of the Boiler Bilges, 1 Altenac, 4 Roller Crusher Ride. However, the final list, I'm probably cutting one and playing another Overlord in here. Or Lightning Strike, haven't decided which. It's got 2 Mountains, 4 Forests, 3 Commercial District, 3 Copperline Gorge, 4 Carplusion Forest, 4 Thorn Spire Verge, and 3 Fabled Passage. Yeah, and kind of continuing with the theme here for this week, there was another deck in that tournament that finished 4th, and it was a very interesting mid-range Azorius deck that looks like nothing else anybody is playing right now, so you probably want to check that out. It's a pretty sweet deck. But that's all I have for you for now. We'll see you next time.